Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is this. This is today's look. Today's tutorial is on this look right here. If you want to see how I created this look, then please keep watching. Okay, let me zoom you in. We're gonna start. For my eyebrows, I'm gonna be using Benefit Cosmetics Ka-Brow in the shade number 4. I'm just brushing the hairs upward like usual, and then I'm just gonna be defining my existing shape using the Ka-Brow. Look how good that looks. In my opinion, Benefit has the best brow products. Okay, once I finish my eyebrow, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm just gonna clean up the edges. I'm also using this little brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I really like it. It's just this like flat little concealer brush. It's perfect for cleaning up these edges. I'm gonna use the same concealer on my eyelid just as an eyeshadow base. And I'm just gonna buff this in with the Morphe E8 brush. Okay, I'm gonna be using this palette right here called Meet Matchmaker from The Balm Cosmetics. This is actually my favorite palette. I don't think I've ever used it for a tutorial, but I use it like every single day. You can probably tell by how dirty it looks. And I've hit pan already in 2 of the things, but this is literally my favorite palette. I'm gonna start by taking this shade right here. I'm using my M441 brush to just buff this into my crease, and I'm gonna smoke it out kind of all over my crease and up towards my brow bone area. I'm gonna take this shade right here called Matte Schneider, and using that same Morphe brush, I'm just gonna buff this into my crease, but I'm gonna focus it lower on the lid. So I'm focusing this shade on the outer V of my eye, and I'm just buffing this out along my crease. I'm bringing it in a little bit also, and I'm just making it super smoky. And it's okay if it looks kind of messy right now. Smoky eyes are kind of messy anyways, but it's all going to come together in the end. So after I get that darker color in the outer crease, I kind of just blend my life away, and I just keep blending and blending and blending. And then I grab a bigger fluffy brush, and I just blend a little more, and I really just want to smoke all the edges out and make it super smoky. And then I'll take another brush. This is just a clean big fluffy brush, and I'll just go like right under here just to kind of keep that shape going, but I still want it to be smoky. I don't want any harsh edges. And this is a pimple, so that skin right there looks a little off, but it's just because I have a pimple there. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this shimmery shade right here called Alex Stupak. I'm just taking some of that shimmer onto my finger, and I'm just gonna place it right here on the inner corner portion of my lid. It's okay if it's a little messy, if it goes into the crease a little bit. I kind of want it to be, you know, shimmery all around. I don't really want it to be too precise like a cut crease. I'm also gonna blend the edges a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna buff the rest of that shadow just kind of all out. I like the way it looks because it's like shimmery, and it just kind of adds to the smokiness, I feel. So I'm just kind of buffing the edges, and it's okay if the shimmer gets all over because it looks pretty. Okay, so next, after I apply that shimmer, I'm going to take this dark brown shade right here called Matte Campbell. Using my Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm just going to stamp it onto this lower lash portion of my eyelid, and then just slowly and gently blow it up and out. I want it to be focused down here though, towards my lower lash line. I don't want to take it up into my crease. I'm also taking some onto my finger and just kind of stamping it on to make it even more pigmented. I'm going to take this Morphe brush and kind of just buff out the edges a little bit, and then I'm going to go back in and just drag it down this way a little bit towards the inner corner of my eye with whatever is left on the brush, because I want it to blend together. And throughout this whole eye look, I'm kind of just going back and blending everything as I go if I think that I need to. Okay, I'm going to go back in with this dark black shade right here. I'm going to be using this little angled brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to place this along my lower lash line and drag it up just to kind of, I want like a smoked out liner look. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the House of Lashes in the style Stella Luxe. These are my new favorite. And like always, I always curl my lashes before and add some mascara. This is just gonna help my false lashes stick on even better. I literally hate this pimple. It's like making it look muddy, but it's not muddy right here. It's just the freaking pimple. Hate it. Honestly, I'm not really feeling this look at all, but I'm just gonna keep going because maybe someone out there will like it. Okay, so before we finish the eyes, I'm gonna zoom you out and we're gonna finish the face. For primer, I'm gonna be using this primer stick from Smashbox Cosmetics. This is the Photo Finish Mattify Primer Stick. I've never tried this before, so we'll see how it is. I'm pretty sure that once my face makeup is done, it's all gonna come together in the end. I'm just not really feeling it that much, but I'm not a quitter, so. Okay, so I'm assuming this is how you do it. I'm just gonna drag this on my skin. I'm just gonna put this in my T-zone mainly, and here. Okay, and then I just kind of, I guess, blended it out with my fingertips, just a little bit. Cool. For foundation, I'm going to be taking the Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. This is in the shade 2.2. As you can see, it's like a different color than my skin, but I have a fake tan on the rest of my body, so it should work nicely. I like to put it just directly on my face, and then I'm going to take this big foundation brush from Japanesque, and I'm just gonna buff this into my skin. I don't really like this foundation brush. I used it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, it's just like so stiff. I think I'm just gonna like spread this around and then I'm gonna buff it out with a different brush. It's like, I don't know, I just don't really like it. I thought I'd give it another chance. It's like so hard. It's like too dense, I think. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Pure Cosmetics Sculptor palette, and I'm going to be taking the lighter shade right here. It's called Inventor. And using my Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Bronzer brush, I am just going to start sculpting my face. This palette smells like chocolate. And these shades are very pigmented, as you can see, so lots of blending, and a little bit goes a really, really long way. It's so pretty though. And I'm just going to take this up along my forehead, my hairline. I want to be super bronzy today. Since this eyeshadow look is so dark, I don't want it to wash me out at all, so I want to look really bronzy and I don't want to lose any color. Okay, after I bronze everything, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. I'm sure you know by now, but I like to take my Real Techniques sponge and just dip it right in like that. And then I use this to just clean up the edges of that bronzer. I let it kind of bake for a little bit too. Also do my chin, sides of my nose, and then I take it underneath my eyes also. And then whatever's left on my sponge I put on my forehead, just because I tend to get greasy in my forehead throughout area throughout the day. Okay, and then I brush that all away after about a minute. I don't bake for that long, but as you can see, the minute already makes such a difference. I'm using my Real Techniques fluffy blending brush to buff away that powder, and then whatever is like left I kind of just use to set the rest of my face, and then I kind of just buff out my contour a little bit more, or soften it, I guess. For my highlight, I'm going to use this one from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is the, I think it's a baked blush in the shade Moonlight Pearls, and I'm going to apply this using my A23 highlighting brush from Anastasia. This highlight is really pretty. It's pretty subtle, but it's really pretty. I'm taking a little on my finger too and just focusing it right here at the top of my cheekbone, and then I'm going to take this down the bridge of my nose, really pretty, and then the tip of my nose too. By the way, I'm sorry my nails are so ratchet. They're like dirty and stained and like just so gross. I need my nails done. And then I can't forget my big ol' forehead. I always just like to apply my highlight to all the highest points of my face, everywhere the light would hit, even my big forehead. For blush, I'm going to use an old favorite. This one is from Milani Cosmetics. It's so old that the writing came off, but this one is in the shade Luminoso. And I'm using my Real Techniques tapered blush brush to apply this. It's so pretty. It's like a natural looking blush. And I'm going to put some up here along my forehead, on my nose a little bit, and my chin like usual. Okay, so let's zoom you back in to finish the eyes. I'm actually going to take that e.l.f. highlight and I'm going to add it to my brow bone because I forgot to when I was highlighting my face. I'm applying this with the ooh, it's so pretty, with the Morphe E30 brush. So pretty. I'm gonna put it in the inner corner also. Okay, now to finish this eye look, I'm gonna go in with the dark brown shade right here. I'm gonna be very careful and I'm just gonna start smoking this out along my lower lashes. But I'm gonna keep it focused from the middle right here to the outside. I'm not gonna bring it any closer to my inner corner. I'm also dragging it up to connect it with the shadow up here. Okay, now I'm just taking a little bit more of that shadow and I'm intensifying it even more. I'm just working bit by bit to get it exactly how I want it. Being very careful not to get any fallout on my face. I'm using a bigger brush because I want it to be super smoky and blended. After I smoke out that lower lash line with the dark shade, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Matte Stupak. And taking my Morphe M441 brush, I'm going to smoke that dark shadow out even more, as well as the inner portion of my eye. Okay, after I get my lower lash line how I want it, I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Dark Side waterproof eyeliner. And I'm gonna hit my waterline with this. I'm gonna keep it in the outer portion of my eye though. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, just to about there. And then I'm also gonna take it up here and do my upper waterline. So funny because like some people say this feels really uncomfortable, but I think it feels so good. Okay, last but not least is a little bit of mascara. This one is Maybelline's Rocket Volume Express. I'm just gonna give my falsies a quick coat as well as hit my lower lash line. I'm gonna drag them outwards like this just to kind of keep this like cat eye shape that I've got going on. Okay, now let's zoom you out and finish the face. All we have to do is lips and setting spray and then we're done. For lips, I'm going to take this, wow, I'm using a different lip pencil. Who am I? I'm going to take this lip pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Iconic Nude. Let's see if it lives up to its name and if I like it just as much as I like my NYX. Okay, it's like the same exact color as the NYX natural one that I love so much, so I'm totally okay with this one. Okay, so I just kind of overlined and then lightly filled in my lips. And for lipstick, I'm going to try this one, also by Charlotte Tilbury. This one is in the shade Bitch Perfect. I like the name. Let's see if I like the color. So the color is more of like a peachy nude, whereas the lip pencil is like a mauve nude, so I'm just kind of like blending it out a little bit so it blends into the lip liner. This lipstick is a little too peachy than what I normally like. I like more of a gray mauve color, but it's gonna work for today. I'm just gonna take the lip pencil again and just kind of blend the liner a little bit into the lipstick. It is pretty though, I like it. Okay, last but not least is some setting spray. I'm gonna take the Peach Mist from Too Faced Cosmetics. I'm gonna shake it up and I'm gonna set my face. Cool. Okay, so I went ahead and did my hair up all cute and stuff. Anyways, that is the finished look right here. So this is the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!